What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Titans Rundown. I am your host, Micah McCamey, and I would have started that intro completely differently, but just so y'all know, yes, I am just doing the regular format of this show because there is actually a lot more to talk about with the Titans than I thought there was going to be on the bye week. So that's something interesting that I can at least do. So, yeah, I am really upset right now. Uh, and for other reasons, but you know. Anyway, let's get right on into this episode. Starting out with the segment for like 2 to 4 minutes where I'm just like talking about something that you know is happening in my personal life or with the Vols or in any other area of my life. So I would say, so first off, I got Spider-Man 2. Y'all saw it on my Instagram. That game is so good. It's so fun. Like one of the best games I have ever played, honestly. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I gotta put up the Henry card. Yeah, oh gosh. This man, you know what? He's not the king anymore. I'm sorry. I love Derrick Henry, but that crown, if I obviously don't have like a Nick Chubb or a who was the other running back that I was thinking of? I don't have a Nick Chubb, Bijan, or heck, even McCaffrey bobblehead because that would just be straight up weird if I did. But if I had one of those bobbleheads, I would probably give this crown to one of them. But anyway, so yeah, I'm still gonna call him the king though because he was the king at one point. So yeah. Anyway, so let's get right on into the segment. Let's get right on into the other half of the segment. So Spider-Man 2, great game, whatever. Let's talk about the Vols game last weekend. Oh gosh, gave me so much hope in that first half. Looked like we were gonna absolutely Millie Rock Alabama. Now most people have never heard the term Millie Rock, so basically we looked like we were gonna crush Alabama. But yeah, we let up 27 unanswered points. So let's talk about it. Because here's the thing I'm not going to blame the whole thing on the refs. They weren't the ones to score 27 unanswered. They weren't the ones to strip the ball out of Joe Milton's hands and run it back for a touchdown. And they weren't the ones to go in shotgun formation on 4th and 1. But there are two very specific plays that I do want to address. First off, uh, let's talk about the holding call. It was a touchdown pass that led the whole comeback to start out with. Dude had this man by the neck, basically choking him, and they didn't throw the flag. Like, come on, man. Like, what if he does get a sack there? Genuinely, let me ask that question. Like, if he wasn't being held that badly and got a sack there, are we sure that we don't keep the momentum and it actually does end up being a blowout? Obviously, I'm not gonna say. Now, obviously, I'm gonna say no, probably not. It would probably be closer, but we would probably still lose. And there was another thing, the fair catch. Like, I'm not too sure. I know that a lot of Vols fans are talking about this. Bama fans are trying to ignore it as much as they can, but that was the biggest load of bullcrap I have ever seen called. Because, like, I know this is going to sound very homerish of me, but if that kid were in Crimson Red, if D were in Crimson Red, they would not have said that that was a fair catch. They would have let him roll with it. That's just how I feel, at least. But, anyway, so, yeah, again, noise background canceling is really going to be helpful because my mom was just yelling my name because she just got back home. So, yeah. Anyway, so let me try and think about where I was at. Okay, so yeah, those two calls were really bad. But let's talk about 4th and 1. Again, 4th and inches, and you don't QB sneak the ball with a unit of a quarterback. That's honestly stupid, especially with Cooper Mays as your center. Like that makes it 10 times worse. But yeah, and then the other 4th and 1, I guess that's a little bit further of a quarterback dive, but like you could still like give a better play than what you did because I'm pretty sure that was actually pretty similar to the one that we had just right before then. Like we ran it in shotgun formation to right, and he didn't get it. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about what Tennessee did wrong. 27 unanswered points. That's about all I really need to say. Okay, well, there is a little bit more. Obviously, I've been over the coaching calls were, yeah, no, well, yeah, the coaching calls were iffy, and Bama just came out with a fire in the second half that I have not seen in a while. Yeah, so the Vols, yeah, we were the biggest reason that we lost that game. It wasn't. The refs were not the biggest problem in that game. Okay, there, like we could have had those Purdue refs, and I would have been okay, maybe. But yeah, no, the refs were not the reason for us losing this game. Anywho, so yeah, I don't think the Vols are bad. I don't think they suck like some people are trying to claim. If we lose to Kentucky next week, then I'll have some issues. But I think that the Vols are okay, and I think that they're still a 9-3 team because obviously we're probably going to lose to Georgia. Anywho, so that's the end of the Vols segment. Golly, I got to go overtime on this one. I don't know how much overtime, but we're gonna have to see. So if you watched through that, thank you. And if you didn't, uh, we're getting into the Titans talk right now. So Kevin Byard. First off, before I start this, I want to thank Kevin Byard for everything he has done for the Titans organization and how much love he has given to us in general. I am beyond grateful that he stayed on our team as long as he did because he very easily could have left at some point. And yeah, I'm very grateful for what he did. But let's talk about the trade. We got Val. I think it's an okay move because I do want to go all in on the tank. Go get like Drake May or Michael Penix. We're not getting Caleb. The Cardinals are too bad. But like, yeah. So we got a solid depth piece out of it, and he could end up being a start. He's young, 26 or something like that. So who knows? He could end up being a starter at some point, but most likely he's just going to be a depth piece. But and then we got a 4th and a 5th. I think it was no, it was a 5th and a 6th. I'm not sure what we're going to do with those. We're probably just going to draft some dudes that I've never heard of. But yeah, anywho, so yeah, uh, I love Kevin Byard, and I am going to miss him. And it hurts even more that we trade him to the Eagles, aka AJ Brown, aka the team that AJ Brown is on. Gosh, he's gonna be a nightmare on social media, isn't he? He's gonna crap on us so hard. But anyway, so I'm happy that we're putting the season into the toilet. At least Rand Carthen is. I'm not sure how Vrabel feels about it, but Anywho, so yeah, I'm happy that we have decided to just put our hands up and admit, hey, we're not good because we aren't. Okay, I had hope going into this season, especially after D Hop signed. Like, I thought that like the defense was going to be one of the a great defensive unit, not like better than what they are now. And I thought that you know, Andre Dillard was going to be a lot better than he actually was. I thought he was going to at least be an improvement over Dennis Daly. He may be worse, but yeah, he may not be worse. I take that back. Dennis Daly was a different beast of disastrous. But anyway, so yeah, we're going all in on the tank, and I could not be more happy. I do wish that it was anyone else but Kevin Byard. I wanted to see Kevin Byard retire a Titan. Like, I know that you could say that about like man, man, so many people are gonna absolutely destroy me for what I'm about to say. I would have rather traded away Derrick Henry than I would have Kevin Byard. Now, that may be a personal connection because, Kevin Byard went to MTSU, but gosh, dude, like he has been very loyal to the Titans, and Derrick Henry has too, don't get me wrong. But like Kevin Byard, I want to go I want to see him go get a ring cuz that would honestly probably put a bigger smile on my face than any of the interceptions that he could get this year. But yeah, I'm going to miss him so much, honestly. Like I know me being this emotionally attached to a player that I'm never going to meet is a little dumb. It is. But golly, he was so good and I'm going to miss him so much, man. Anyway, moving on to a different topic, a little bit more bright, but still not amazing. We've got the QB controversy going on right now. So I'm pretty sure that Ryan Tannehill's not going to be playing next week, unless he does one of those miraculous things where he's like, "I'm going to fight through this injury." He shouldn't. He's old. He needs to take as much time off as he needs, and I'm not saying that as in like, let's keep on tanking, but here is my feeling at least. Okay, so it's between Malik Willis and Will Levis. So, Malik Willis, let's talk about him in the NFL. Not good. Not good at all. Like, he played awful in that first season, and you're thinking, oh, well, that first season, he had a bad offensive line, which he still does. I'll admit that. He had a bad offensive line. He was just a rookie. He'll figure it out next year. And I honestly thought that I was about to put my hands up this season. And admit, yeah, y'all were right. We just need to give him another season because of all these positive reports coming out of training camp. But then I saw him play in at least the regular season. Preseason he was all right. He did solid. But then I saw him play in the regular season. Now, 4 or 5 does not sound half bad for like 74 yards or something like that, until you take into account that one of those completions was for 40 yards, where Tajay Spears did every bit of the work. He did the O line's work, he did the running back's work, and he did the quarterback's work. Oh yeah, also Tajay's a beast, and he's gonna be a beast. I just want to, put that out there right now. But anyway, so yeah, and he got sacked 4 times, which yes, okay, I know in a quarter and a half. So like, yes, I know that the Malik cult's going to come at me and give me the excuses of, well, the Titans O line is just really bad, and yes, I 100% agree. The Titans O line is potentially the weakest thing about this roster, and there are a lot of weak spots. But come on, man, like four. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. Either of those totals in a quarter and a half, you got to at least think that there was at least one or two of those plays where it was just not good by him that he didn't get the ball out in time. Anyway, so that's how I feel about Malik. Let's take a look at Will Levis. No clue. I have no clue what to think of him. Because I think that Malik Willis, oh, man, I know Malik Holt's going to come down on me hard for this. Malik Willis is basically just Taysom Hill. I'm sorry, but like he's a gadget. That's what he is. As in like in football terms. He is a gadget that I think could be used all over the field. That just so happens to be able to throw. Now we don't have Sean Payton to turn him into Taysom Hill, but you know, he may end up trading. They may end up the Broncos may end up trading for Malik. Who knows? But anyway, so excuse me. Anyway, so we don't know what we have in Will Levis. He was okay in college. Okay, like people will tell you that he was really, really bad, and I was one of those people at one point. He wasn't that bad. Like he made really nice throws. He made, really good touchdown throws, and um he also was victim of a bad Kentucky roster, at least last year. So yeah, um, I don't blame it all on Levis. Honestly, I have been a little bit more high on Levis. Now, is that because I'm a Titans fan? Probably, but I think he can be good, man. I think he can genuinely be a good football player, at least a good NFL player. So, like, oh gosh, y'all are gonna come down on me so hard for this. I think Will Levis needs to start. Like, we need to at least see what we have in him. And if he is awful, like he doesn't even show a thread of potentially being good, go back to Malik, maybe let him get a couple of cracks at it. And golly. And if he's bad too, which I honestly expect him to be, we'll probably be really bad if both of them are bad. So let's go draft a quarterback, brother. I know that it will be 3 years in a row, but one of those was just John Robinson being an idiot. And the other one was Rand Carthen trying to get someone that Vrabel would like, even though Vrabel, if he's not careful, will be on his way out the door in a year or two from now. That's a different conversation for a different time, though. Anyway, so, yeah, I feel like that I know what I have in Malik, and I don't know what I have in Levis. So just give Levis the shot, and if he shows flashes of greatness, let him keep playing, and if he looks like he could be the real deal by the end of the year, then, let him start next year. And if he's bad next year, who knows? Some quarterback could just pop out of nowhere and become an absolute dog and get drafted next year very highly. So that's my personal opinion on it. I'm open to discussion, but I know dang well that if I go into the comment section, it's going to be the Malik Holt being like, you just hate Malik Willis. Just give him time and, let him become and let him show you that he'll be a great player. Stop. Just stop. I'm sorry. I just don't see the mental factor. I see the talent, I see the arm. I don't see the mental side of it though. I feel like that I feel like he got a good score on the Wonderlic. Whoop-de-doo. Like I believe Ryan Fitzpatrick also got a really high score on the Wonderlic. Now I love myself some Fitzmagic, brother, but he was a career backup at best. Okay, Jake Hayner got a high score on the Wonderlic. Have y'all even heard of Jake Hayner? He is the Saints backup QB, right? Third string QB, actually, right now. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I just can't think of Malik's fan base without laughing. Because they're ridiculous. I've realized this. Because, I remember this one thing will just show you, like, this one moment will tell you, yeah, the Malik cult is ridiculous. I saw this one poll. It was before Will Levis got hurt and wasn't able to play the entirety of preseason, the rest of the preseason at least. And the poll asked, who do you think will be the backup QB for the Titans this year? And I believe 55% said Levis, 45% said Willis. And it had like a couple hundred votes. It wasn't like some like 5 vote poll or anything. It had a couple hundred, maybe even 1,000. But whenever I went into the comments section, you know what I saw? I saw Malik, 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 Malik. It's just Malik. It was just a bunch of Malik fans. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Okay, so next week we have the Falcons. I will probably be in attendance of that game, and I am fully expecting. Here's what I am expecting. I am expecting to be this game to be when Derrick Henry passes this little crown right here down to Bijan Robinson. I believe that this game will be the game where Bijan solidifies himself as the future of the running back position in the NFL. At least that's just my opinion. Oh wait, y'all couldn't even see that because I have to hunch down like this. But yeah, no, I'm not a king. that's the honest truth. But anyway, so yeah, next week Falcons probably gonna whoop our tails. But hey, maybe we have something in Will Levis. Who knows? Or maybe we have something in Malik. Okay, I know that I give Malik a lot of crap, but I honestly do not care which one wins the job. Which one, if either of them are good or bad. I just want one of them to be a franchise QB. That's all. And I know that's very unlikely that either of them are a franchise QB, but yeah. Anyway, so I have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and if you're listening on the podcast, I have YouTube. And I will leave a link to all of those in the description, except for the YouTube watchers, because y'all are already on my YouTube. Because y'all are already on my YouTube channel. Well, the YouTube watchers, I'm saying, will not have a link to my YouTube channel. That would just be weird. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. This has been a rundown of your terrible Tennessee Titans. I love y'all, and tighten up.